So they're asking us to find f of x equals some algebraic expression plus some constant c, so that if we were to take a derivative, it'd turn back into this up here. Okay, that's the goal, to come up with the original f of x function. And the arbitrary constant c, that disappears when you take a derivative, right? Because the derivative of like 2 is 0. So another way of writing this is 9x to the negative second subtracted by, that's fine, x squared over 9. That x squared is in the denominator, so it's a negative exponent. And so when we're considering the antiderivative, meaning we're going back up from the derivative, the powers need to increase by 1. Because when you take a derivative, the powers decrease. So if we're going in reverse, the power should increase by 1. So this is going to be x to the third over 9. And this is close, but we're not quite done with f of x, because if you were to take a derivative of this expression right now, it wouldn't turn back into this perfectly. Right? When you take a derivative of 9x to the negative first, the negative 1 comes down and multiplies, and then it gets reduced by 1. So that would give us a negative second power, which is what we want, but we need a negative sign out here. And then over here, power increases by 1. If we were to take a derivative, a 3 would come down and multiply to give us x squared over 3. So we need to cancel out that 3 by multiplying the bottom by 27. Okay, so check it one more time. If you take a derivative, this term, that makes 9x to the negative second, which is what we wanted. If you take a derivative of this term, the 3 comes down and multiplies to give you x squared over 9, which is what we wanted up here. So that's what we call the antiderivative. But then if you were to add 1 to it, this derivative would still be this, right? If you add 2 to it, this derivative would still be this. So that's why we say plus some constant c here. And then to figure out what that constant c is, we're just plugging in that information they gave us. So we get in 14 in for the y value, 9 in for the x value. So 9 to the third over 27 plus c. So the rest of that's just algebra. This is 1/9. So times negative 9 makes negative 1. And then this part is a little big, 9 to the third. And we're going to divide that by 27. So it looks like that makes 27. Still solving for c, that makes 14 equals negative 28. Add that c to both sides. So I get c is 42. That's all I wanted, was what c was. Yeah, okay, so that's it. So c should be 42.